episode of Godless American. It's the day after Christmas. You might see the Christmas tree here behind me, and the light of God is shining down on me as well, of course. That might shock you that I celebrate Christmas, but really what I think is that here in America, Christmas has been so commercialized that it really doesn't have jack shit to do with some silly little mythological creature named Jesus. But that's just me, and maybe it's just that I like hanging out with family and eating a ton of food. So there you go. In the news this week, Mumbai has seemed to drift out of the media's eye lately. They're not really talking about it too much. Does anyone remember when that happened? The Indian government was saying that it was done, I think they were saying it was done by Palestinians or Pakistani citizens. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what they were saying. But it appears that whoever it was, of course, what did they attack for? Religious reasons. It always seems to be the same thing. Really, though, what I'm wondering is how long it's been since a violent act was committed for the sake of atheism. That's the question I have. How many hours has it been since a violent act, though, was committed for the sake of religion? It seems like daily somebody in the world does something sick and violent for religion. I don't know. I don't get it. Cuckoo. All right, taking the media's attention this week has been something else. Obama's possible connections to Blagojevich, the governor of Illinois. Yes, there apparently doesn't seem to be any connection whatsoever, but that does not keep the media from digging deep and trying to find something. But then, unfortunately, this last Monday, Obama's internal report on the Blago affair came out. But here's the problem. It found absolutely jack shit. It said exactly what everybody already figured, that there was nothing. Hey. But I did hear one pundit actually come up with something that was interesting, and he was talking about the absence of communication and how that's weird that Obama wasn't communicating with Blago or Blagojevich, and how that might actually be a sign that Obama knew Blagojevich was kind of corrupt and just was trying to stay away from him. I don't know. That's not a bad guess, but I don't know. How do you quantify that? What do you do about that? So we'll see. CNN, though, they are trying to tackle Obama for all sorts of corruption scandals, like trying to buy a round of beers for some reporters. While he was in Hawaii, a bunch of reporters were stopping in, and of course they're following him everywhere. And he offered to buy a round of beers for everybody, and I guess they all turned him down. I would have taken the beer. I would have taken the free beer, but then I could go around and brag and be like, "That's right, Obama bought me beer, bitch." But whatever. Otherwise, let's see, drugs and the drug war. There's always news in that. Drug busts are common. Drug war is fucking stupid. Barry Cooper, who you might recognize from his documentary "How Not to Get Busted," now has a reality-based cop show that's getting some attention. Why? Because the show specifically goes after cops. Okay, I support police officers. I do. Of course, I don't want anarchy, but I don't support corrupt police or those that hide their fellow officers' corruption. And that's the deal here. And I think there's a lot of officers out there that are listening, and if they're really putting this in their head, they know some cops that are corrupt, and they're not doing anything about it. Hey, that's your job, but we'll see. Kopbusters. Okay, what they do is they set up a situation that they believe cops lie in, okay? This guy, Barry Cooper, is an ex-drug enforcement agent, okay? Ex-drug cop guy. So he kind of knows the routes. He knows what cops do to get their busts, okay? There's only been one show filmed so far that I know of, and it took place in Odessa, Texas, okay? They were invited down there to do a show. Apparently, police officers don't seem to like this crime show. Go figure. Cooper, what he did, he seemed ready for the police because the trap was sprung in Odessa within 48 hours of him setting it up. The police were busting through the door, okay? The officer who busted through the door of this house is refusing to turn over the affidavit to show the evidence that he had to bust into this house, okay? Because they set up some lights and some high heating lamps. If you want more information about it and you want to read more about it, go to the website, www.leftagenda.com. I got some links there to other articles, things of that sort as well. Go to the blog, check it out, read up on it. We all know the drug war isn't working. We all know it. Okay, a high majority of Americans think marijuana is less harmful than alcohol. So why don't we just legalize the stuff? I don't mean decriminalize. That's too weak. Just legalize. I want to be able to go down to 7-Eleven and get me a pack of Marlboro Golds. That's what I want. I want to be able to get me I want to go to the bar and get a beer and a joint. That sounds great. That would be wonderful. Okay? And it's not just for the good reasons. People try and pass this off, and I think this might be faulty for the people against drugs. The fact that marijuana is being passed off as a medical drug. Sure, it has medical properties. Sure. I understand that. So does alcohol. It numbs you. That's a medical property as well. Do we need to put it into the same atmosphere as medicine? No. But marijuana now is moving into the same atmosphere as medicine, which someday may force insurance companies to cover the costs. Maybe that's not so bad. Okay. Going on, in other drug news, Esquire magazine, which I really don't read very often, but they got an article online that I found pretty interesting. It was saying that there's a possibility that President-elect Obama might legalize marijuana. Oh, please, God, say it's true. Oh, shit. Okay. I might just start praying if that did happen, actually. If Obama actually legalized... I remember the only president that I remember ever saying that they were going to do that before they got to office was Carter, and that whole administration just ended up bombing terribly, so of course that didn't happen. Okay, so they say that Obama might do it simply to stimulate the economy, just like alcohol sales did after the repeal of Prohibition. Now let's think about this. It makes sense. You legalize marijuana, think of all the thousands and thousands of jobs out there for the marijuana producers, the warehouse, the shipping and sales. Bam. I mean, it's just all over the place. Plus, think about taxation. Sin tax on marijuana. Suddenly there's a whole other level of money coming in for the federal government, and that stuff could be used in all sorts of different ways. So I won't hold my breath on that, but it would be nice. It would be nice. Okay, and that really would make Obama's administration a green one, if you think about it. All right. Well, other than that, I heard that Obama's going to be sworn in on Lincoln's Bible, the one that Lincoln used for his inauguration. And I can't wait until that, just is a silly notion altogether, having to swear on a Bible. But whatever, it seems like a nice sentiment. But other than that, I have an impression real quick that I wanted to do for you. Then I'll give you a couple seconds to guess who it is. So what? All right, I'll give you the answer to what that is on the next show, or if you want to try and guess what it is, then good luck. And other than that, have a good day, night, whatever it is, and a great godless week. See ya.